And good afternoon from a sun-drenched field here in Pikeville. Welcome into today's broadcast of UPIKE football on the UPIKE Sports Network. James Collier, Charlie Pinson, happy to have you along with us here as the Bears welcome in the number 13th ranked Georgetown Tigers here on homecoming. And Charlie, you look at the matchup here today. UPIKE started the season off on a flurry of wins. A couple of wins. They go on the road, a couple of tough losses. They fell to Bethel, which is now ranked up in the top 10, and knocked off Georgetown last week to give the Tigers their first loss of the season. And then a tough loss at Bluefield. And I talked to Coach earlier this week, and he said it was a game in which there was nobody in the stands, just one of those very droomy type of games. And he said the energy just wasn't there. He said the offense played out. The defense just could not make a stop to get them off the field.
Well, that's one of the things I was looking at the stats over the week. The last couple of games, and the defense has been struggling getting some stops. But now they played well here in the confines of the Hamley Athletic Complex. Hopefully that crowd noise and that crowd love will give them a little motivation. But this is a team I think you got to watch out for. They're a very balanced offensive team. They throw the ball well and they run the ball well. So that's going to be something you can't just abandon one or the other. You've got to really play a lot of base defense today.
One of the things you're going to see health-wise on the defensive side of things, Coach Phipps and I, we talked this week. He said health-wise, defensively, very sound. Everybody is back and in position, including Anthony Grant, who did play last week after missing a couple of games. Offensively, different story. No starting quarterback of Lee Kirkland today. Xavier Malone, one of the backups, is out today. The ball belongs to the sophomore Eli Sammons out of Greenup County, Kentucky. He'll make his first collegiate start, and a young man that set nearly every passing record in the area in northeastern Kentucky, and he's got a live arm and a very big-bodied kid as well.
I think we're going to see a lot out of him. He's a guy that can run. He's a dual-threat quarterback, can run or throw the football. I think he prefers to throw it, and we'll see. And he got a good line in from him, giving protection. I know he got some snaps in the first game really.
Yeah.
And then Lee Kirkland comes on and just shows what that experience can do for you after a couple of games. And then this injury is going to give him another chance to step up. I look for a big game out of him today. I think that Georgetown won't maybe not be ready for his feet as much as because Lee Kirkland was a pocket guy.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing that you look at, he's got a very deep roster of receivers that he can sling the ball to. One of those guys is out today. DeAndre Stafford will not play. He's out for concussion. Diego Soto, a game-time decision. He will go today. So Soto, a guy that he's got a nagging rib injury, but he's a motor guy, works out of the slot. He can also work out of the backfield and swing routes, and he's a guy that you get the ball in space and good things can happen.
A very explosive guy, get up and down the field and can make some big plays. We've seen that already this season. I'm just glad to have a guy like that back because you don't want him sitting on the sideline.
Derek Griffith is the leading receiver, the transfer out of California. 21 catches, 391 yards, 4 touchdowns on the season, 8 catches for 126 last week. He's a guy that I think that we see Sammons look to early and often.
I think so. He's one of the favorites, obviously, Lee Kirkland as well. Runs good routes, got good set of hands. But on the other side, there's 8 guys on this team that have caught touchdown passes. So that's something that he's got a lot of different receivers, and that will make it harder on this Georgetown secondary to guard, to cover these guys, because probably going to run a zone on them, and they're going to find some holes in that.
Something that is going to be a bit of an adjustment for Sammons is he's got a running back out of the backfield that plays much like a wide receiver, and that's Alex Sanders. They can swing it to that young man. He's caught 23 passes this season. He's rushed the ball 46 times, but he's just as explosive with the ball in the backfield, catching it as he is running it.
He is. That's one of the things about this offense is, those short swing passes are more like running plays out of this. Is really how they get the ball in space, and and it negates that pass rush a lot.
One other injury to point out, Jake Headley will not start today, the starting kicker for the Bears, so Austin Shuffler will get his first start. Watched him in pregame warm-ups. Looked like he had some nice distance with his kicks. He was kicking toward the indoor athletic facility, which is the wind at his back, and was able to really drive the ball all the way up on the facing of the practice facility there. So Georgetown will kick it off to start things, working it from right to left as we view it here in the white jerseys today, UPIKE in the orange top, white bottoms. Chris Klein will have it teed up at the 35-yard line. Back to return for the Bears is Ben Henson, the redshirt freshman out of Lyman, South Carolina.
Be interesting to see how Georgetown kicks it. Do they? A lot of teams have been pooch kicking because of the speed we've got back there. Well, Georgetown, I know in the past they wouldn't, but now, different coach, he might change things up.
And you've got the wind at your back right now. Very breezy afternoon here in Pikeville. And UPIKE, they've got 5 guys up front trying to guard for any type of trickery that maybe the Tigers try to roll off here to start things off here on this homecoming 2022 for the Bears. Klein has his approach ready. A swing of the leg, and we are underway. A driving kick that is fielded at the 2-yard line by Ben Henson. Across the 10, the 15, slips a tackle 20, another tackle 25, and then is pushed out of bounds on the far sideline in a good starting position for the Bears and Eli Salmons as he'll motor out for his first collegiate start.
Looks like I spot him right around the 28-yard line, so great starting position for the Bears here.
When you look at what Eli Salmons does and what he brings to the table, again, we saw him in that home opener against KCU, and it was a thing. He didn't play bad. It was just Lee Kirkland grabbed the reins and never turned loose.
Well, back-to-back player of the week in the conference, so, that's pretty impressive.
And National Player of the Week that second week when he nearly broke the all-time passing record here. So Salmons going to go on a 3-by-1. Sanders in his right pocket. The take to give to Sanders, and Sanders dives off left tackle. And reaching out and making the stop there is Tim Anderson. Push him out to the 31-yard line. Make it a gain of 2 and make it second down and 8. Same set this time for Salmons. 2 down linemen, 2 standing up on the edge. Salmons wants to throw on second down, sets his feet, zips this one out to Sanders. He's got first down yardage and more. Slams on the brakes after crossing the 40-yard line. Comes to a stop at the 43. Move the sticks and a UPIKE first down.
That's what we just talked about. Sanders is his versatility out of the backfield. You got 5 wide, you got 4 or 5 in the patterns. Somebody's going to find that flat open.
Salmons will stay in the same set, but it'll put Sanders on his left side this time. Showing blitz off the edge, pressure coming, dumps it off across the middle. Had Sanders there on a little drop pass, but Sanders can't haul it in. It falls incomplete, brings up second and 10.
It's like we're trying to set up that middle screen, and I don't think that the communication was very good on that one.
The right tackle picked up the edge blitz, but in the process of doing that allowed the man off the edge come right through untouched, and that was a man looking right down the face of Colton Carnish of Eli Salmons. Salmons empties the backfield, keeps it himself, works off the left edge. He's met immediately by the middle linebacker of Chad Holleran, the senior out of Frankfort. Salmons will get the 46-yard line. It'll be third down and long.
One thing about that, though, is I think getting hit might loosen him up a little bit.
UPIKE on the season, 40% on third down conversions, 22 of 55. Still in a 3-by-1 set for Salmons. Salmons claps for it, sets his feet, looking right, throwing right, and that ball's nearly picked off. He was looking for Rashad Brown, but had a gotcha, or they had a guy down the seam here they missed.
I'm trying to see what his number is. He turns around.
That was Derek Griffith.
Okay. Now, he was wide open. That would have been 6. But, a lot of progressions out there.
So the offense for the moment staying on the field. Again, not uncharacteristic for this team to try to go for it. And Salmons will change the play, and he's obviously could go with a pooch kick. We've seen that out of quarterbacks under Corey Phipps before. Salmons will take it and will pooch it.
Oh, nice.
And he gets a nice kick that takes a bounce at the 20 and will tumble out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Not a bad thing there from your quarterback.
I'll take it. That's a nice job right there. Pinned them down inside the 20, which is, secret on fourth down is changing that field position.
So a nice drive that started with a little dump down to Sanders, but then they could not do anything with it. So now here come the Tigers. And they'll start it off with Garrig Slonaker. He'll go in a 3-by-1 set. And fumble on the play. Ball comes out. Sloanaker picks it up off the left edge. Seneca Fuller meets him there and drops in backward. It's going to be a loss of 3 back to the 9. And that was miscommunication with Darius Neal, his running back, who was trying to get the football to. And that ball was just loose.
Hey, I saw the beanbag over on the far side, yep.
So move Neal in the right pocket now. Play clock at 14. Sloanaker standing on his own 4. High snap, the give to Neal. Neal starts right, goes up the gut across the 10, and a wall of orange jerseys wrestles him to the ground. Looking like Jonathan Morton, the sophomore out of Elizabethton, Tennessee, making the stop. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Georgetown got a nice line surge that time, though. We're going to have to work on that.
Yeah, they're 260 plus across the front. 260 at center, 290, 275 on the guards, and 260 and 285 on the edges. 3rd down and 8. Sloanaker dropping back, sets his feet, fires across to the far side flat. He was looking for J.C. Sheog, but that one falls incomplete, and a 3 and out for the defense to get the offense back on the field. Nice stands there by the Bears defensive series.
It's got to be a good confidence builder for this defense coming in.
So Braylon Barton and Alex Sanders will be back to return. And Chris Klein gets a terrible kick.
Get away from
Sanders wanted to go up and try to run underneath it, but it's going to come to rest at the Tigers' 48-yard line. 1st and 10 Bears.
The old coach came out there. Get away from him. Get away from him.
Poison was always the call that I had when I was around the game, and it was anything. Just you could see Sanders. It was coming right at him, and he wanted to run up underneath it, but he had 2 guys in front of him, and he was going to get blasted if he even touched that football. Let's see if they bring Salmons out on this series and try to go for a home run ball here on 1st down. He'll start with Henson, Brown, and Barton on the far side. That's the wide side left, Griffith boundary right. 2 high safeties. Salmons claps the hand, takes it on 1st down, sticks it in the chest of Sanders. Sanders bounces it off to the left edge of the center, crosses the 45 down to the 44. That's a gain of 3, and it's 2nd down and 7.
Nice start. Looks like we have a lineman getting up slowly out there.
That's your center,
Eli Stollard. Yep. His family standing right in front of us here today.
They quickly came to their feet. So an injury timeout. We'll step aside as well. Scoreless here with 11:37 to go in the opening quarter. Back for more after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Player was the center, Eli Stollard. So a new center into the ball game for the Bears is William Rudisil, the sophomore out of Toka, Georgia. 2nd down and 8 for Salmons from the gun. Pressure coming off the edge. Salmons tries to throw it out toward Barton, and it's swatted away.
Somebody missed a read there because he came in unabated. How do I throwing big words out there today?
Peyton Standifer, the outside linebacker out of Springboro, Ohio, swats it down. 3rd down and 8, clock resting, 11:24 to go here in the opening quarter. A 2x2 set for Salmons this time on the near side hash marks. 2 down linemen, 4 hats across the line. 1 deep safety now. Salmons sets his feet, surveying, zips it across the middle. He's got his man there. He hits it to Rashad Brown. Brown makes the catch, pinballs off of a would-be tackler, and he'll be down to the 26-yard line. What a big hit to hang on to that, but Rashad Brown moved the sticks first down.
He took a shot there, I'm telling you. He's bounced right back. Nice to see.
They're going to put the ball now. They're going to move it back a yard to the 27. A heck of a ball there by Salmons as he's got his team knocking on the red zone door. He'll go in a 3x1 set to the boundary right this time. Salmons takes, gives it off to Sanders. Sanders slips a tackle. Right up the gut he goes. He's across the 20 and down near the 15.
That's what opening that field up gives you, gives that opportunity to run the football.
And a first down makes it 1st and 10 from the 16. Handoff Sanders. Sanders goes left, cuts back up the center, and jumping in behind him and bringing him to the ground is Jacob Brass, the junior out of Fort Thomas, Kentucky.
Looks like he'll get about 3, maybe 4 on the play.
Take him down to the 12. So 2nd and 6 after a gain of 4. Approaching 10 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. UPIKE looking for points. Salmons wants to throw, does so, looking for the back shoulder fade. He was going toward Ben Henson out on the far sideline. Good protection there by Kyron Simpson. As a pass falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 6. Salmons coming into the game, 12 of 22 for 115 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He's got 3rd down and 6 here from the Georgetown 12-yard line. Showing blitz off the edge. He'll turn to the sideline with a play clock at 10. He'll shift Sanders into his left pocket. Now at 3, 2, and 1 as he takes the high snap, gives it to Sanders. Sanders jumps through the hole, and he's down to the 5. That'll move the sticks and make it 1st and goal.
Nice draw play right there because Georgetown was looking for that pass, trying to bring pressure off the edge, and nice read.
4th first down of the ball game for the Bears, and it's 1st and goal from the 5. Salmons on 1st down, gives it off to Sanders. Sanders goes off the left side, but it's a keep as Eli Salmons keeps it himself and goes off the left edge untouched for the score, and UPIKE leads this one 6-0 with 9:45 to go in the opening quarter.
Great start for the Bears to get on the board here early and, take some of that pressure off of him and the quarterback. Now they got to look for the defense to stand up and keep playing well.
And he sold that RPO so well because
Yes.
he had everybody looking to Sanders off the right side, and he was untouched as he slipped through off the left. Here's Austin Scheffler for the extra point attempt. Kick is up and it's blocked, and this one is scooped and scored. Could we have another safety?
No. Yep.
Kyron Simpson's down the sideline. No one's going to get him. He'll take it back for the safety. And for the 2nd time this season, after a UPIKE touchdown, it is 6-2. With 9:45 to go in the opening quarter. Back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network.
9 minutes, 45 seconds.
Eight plays, 52 yards, 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Eli Salmons gets in from a yard out, and it's 6-2. here with 9:45 to go. Charlie, I don't know that we've ever seen that in one season, let alone two in 4 games.
Pooch kick.
Georgetown ball is loose.
This is
they will recover it inside their own 36, and we've got some extracurriculars, but everything's copacetic on the back side of that as Georgetown will set up trailing in this ball game 6-2. But, 2 blocked kicks returned for safeties, let alone once in a season, maybe once in a career, but twice in 4 games.
I've never seen anything like it. You're right. Let's see what kind of defense we can come out with here.
So Slonecker will start it 1st and 10 from his own 34-yard line. Puts a man in deep motion. High snap, gives it off to Neal. Neal finds a seam off the right edge, across the 35, pushes out near the 40. Put him at the 38, a gain of 4. Makes a 2nd down and 6. Obi Wilson, a sophomore out of Beaufort, South Carolina. The proud of the Battery Creek High School Dolphins making the stop. Tight end attached this time. Neal into the right pocket. Slonecker from the gun. He wants to throw it, zips it out to the right side. He's got his man there who reaches up and makes the grab. That's J.C. Shigog. And that'll move the sticks. First down of the ball game for the Tigers.
Got a nice, quick sideline pattern. He was able to catch it. And Bears really knocked him out of bounds quickly, though.
Just a little up and out route there on the far sideline. Same set again. Here's Slonecker looking at pressure coming off the edge, and he gets hit and sent backward. Travion Pope made the initial hit. Myson Livingston, the junior out of St. Mary's, Georgia, wraps him up and slings him down. That was Travion's first sack credit for the season. Myson Livingston came into the game with 2 sacks, take him all the way back to the 39-yard line. 2nd down and long.
Huge play right there for the defense.
Pistol look now this time. They'll put Neal in the left pocket. Slonecker takes, gives to Neal. Neal bottled up, and getting him from behind was Seth Lindsay.
Pick up about 2. Looks, we're going to move him out to about the 41, I think.
So gain of 2 makes it 3rd and 17. 8 minutes to go here in the opening quarter, 6-2. And this is know where the sticks are and don't give up a big play. Pressure off the edge, free play should be. They'll throw it toward the far sideline. It's tipped away. Sheog went up against Obi Wilson, but it will be a 5-yard penalty as a neutral zone infraction against UPIKE.
Yeah, Bears trying to read that snap and mistimed it.
The good thing is UPIKE had Georgetown well behind the sticks, so you still keep it in a 3rd and long situation, make it 3rd down and 12 now from the 46-yard line of the Tigers. Georgetown 33 of 79 on 3rd down conversions this season. That's 42%. 3-by-1 set for Slonecker. Dropping back, sets his feet, clean pocket, zips this one across the middle. It's picked off right into the hands of Travion Pope as Pope hauls it in at the 40 and gets it back out near midfield. Pope's first interception of the season. The sophomore from Valdosta, Georgia, hauls it in, and a big turnover gives it back to the Bears.
And I guess we're going to get a celebration penalty?
Come on, this is not the NFL.
A sideline warning?
This is not the No Fun League, guys.
The whistle ball was blown dead.
So they will get the sideline warning.
I don't think he gave it, did he?
Yeah. He tried it. He cracked the mic, and that's about all it did.
Okay. So no penalty, but
So the ball will be placed at the Bears' 48-yard line.
I think we must have a young guy there because if once whistle's blown, that shouldn't have been a penalty.
No.
But,
Everything's good to go, and off we go. Salmons and his troops will start with a 3-by-1 set. Ball on the near side hash mark. Cameron Brown into the ball game for the first time. Sanders adjusts to the left side. The handoff Sanders navigating himself right through the gut. He's across the 45 and down to the Tigers' 44-yard line. Nice gain on 1st down. Sets up 2nd down and 2.
Shout out to my big boys. They opened a nice hole that time.
Salmon's ready to go again. Same set. Pressure coming off the edge. Handoff Sanders. Sanders works off right guard. Dives forward down near the 40. He only needed the 42. Move the sticks. Another UPIKE first down. Their 6th of the ball game.
That offensive line's getting a nice surge right now.
They're leaning on that defensive front 4 for the Tigers. Salmon's on 1st and 10. Looks at pressure off the edge as that outside linebacker of Peyton Stanifer coming up off his outside edge position. Playing a 4-2-5 is what they've got. 2 high safeties right now. Blitz coming up the middle. Here's Diego Soto on a comeback route on a little screen. He curls back in, makes the grab. Stanifer makes the stop. But it'll be 2nd down and 7 after a gain of 3.
Used that other receiver for like a pick in basketball and went right around him.
Good to see Soto out there. And he quickly comes off to the sideline after taking a big pop there. And you have to wonder how much.
He's moving around good now, though.
He's took a big pop, but he'll keep on ticking. 2-by-2 set this time for Salmons on 2nd down. Sets his feet, clean pocket, brings it out into the near side flat as he had Sanders there, but he throws it too low. It falls incomplete, brings up 3rd down and 7. Clock will rest with 6:09 to go in the opening quarter. And that time I think he just hurt himself a little bit.
Yeah, I think so, because maybe thought he was too open.
And again, that's not a pass play that Eli Salmons is accustomed to throwing. He's used to going downfield, not slinging it out into the sides on those swing routes and wheel routes. He'll go on a 3-by-1 set this time on 3rd down and 7. Salmons takes, gives it off to Sanders. A nice move there. A nice little stutter step after getting in the hole. He dives across the 35 down to the 32. It will be 4th down, but it'll be 4th down and
about
2, maybe a yard and a half. Call it a long 2, or a short 2, you should say.
Yep.
But the offense will again stay on the field. And I don't think we'll see a pooch kick on this one.
No.
Let's see if Georgetown brings pressure. Showing it off the edge. Salmons turns, looks to the sideline. Plenty of time on the play clock.
Quarterback draw. I think it's open.
They'll put Sanders in the left pocket now. Play clock at 2. Salmons takes, gives it off to Sanders. Sanders finds a seam off the left edge. A nice move there at the edge to get the opening. It was bottled up for the moment, but he gets across the 30 and moves the sticks. The 7th first down of the ball game for the Bears.
It's nice to be able to get some nice running plays in and keep them guessing.
Now, this team came in rushing for only 56 yards a game. They've already gone over 50, and we're still 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Knocking on the red zone door from the 27. Here's Sanders on another carry, and this time he rolls off to the right edge and gets sandwiched as Tim Anderson, the senior out of Louisville, Kentucky, making the stop. A gain of 1 second and 9. Dasani Tate checking into the ball game. He'll replace Cameron Brown. He'll join Diego Soto and Rashad Brown in a trip set to the wide side left. Derek Griffith on the boundary right. Salmon's on 2nd and 9. Wants to throw, sets his feet, and lofts it towards Sanders, and that one was well over top of his head, and he's looking towards Sanders saying, that one's on me.
He's struggling with that little
He can throw it 60 yards, but he has trouble with the 6-yard out.
It'll be interesting. See, once he gets that down, though, that's going to make him a little bit more dangerous.
Now, that was never a throw that he was accustomed to making in high school. He was used to going down the field across the middle. So now he's got 3rd down and 9. Salmons takes. Pressure coming off the edge. Tries to get rid of it and then turns and throws it over here to the near sideline. And there was no one in the area. They're going to try to point and say that Sanders was there, but the penalty flag immediately came out. They're going to get Salmons on an intentional grounding. He's pointing, saying Sanders was right there. So loss of down will drive it backward.
Right here.
And we'll see where they will spot the football after the infraction. So it will be 4th down.
Yeah, you're losing down on that.
Yes.
Right.
And they'll put him down where the attempted pass was, so back to the 42-yard line. So that's a loss of 16 on it. So now let's see if Salmons tries to pooch kick it again, and he will. just angling this one toward the far sideline. He gets it inside the 15 and the 10, and it just kicks out of bounds right there at the 9-yard line. So, again, not the result you wanted, but the backside of it is you pin Georgetown deep again.
You're right. It gives the defense an advantage to, gives them a lot of field to defend, And Georgetown, I don't know why we've not seen their Hearts out there tonight, or this afternoon.
Yeah.
But I'm not complaining, mind you.
No, the freshman out of Fortsville, Indiana, Gary Slunaker. And as we say that, Drew Hartz takes over. Hart standing at his own 5-yard line, the high snap, a pitch out to the near sideline. That's Isaiah Cobb. Cobb finds a seam after crossing the 15-yard line. Making the stop there was Jonathan Morton.
Will be just short.
But Cobb, on his first carry, the junior from Marysville, Indiana, gets it out to the 18-yard line. Now check the 18-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 1 after a gain of 9. Pistol look this time for Hartz. Junior out of Owensboro, Kentucky. He'll put Cobb in his right pocket now. Play action. Looks out to the far sideline. Tries to get it to his man, and he does, as that's Shigog, a sophomore from Lexington. That'll move the sticks. And another Tigers first down. Their second of the ball game.
3:28 to play here in the first quarter. 6-2 UPIKE on top.
A baseball score on the backside of the baseball field. So Drew Hartz, thrown for 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the season, wants to throw on first down. Clean pocket, comes near sideline, has his man there of Aaron Maggard, the senior out of Paris, and he carries the pile across midfield and down to the UPIKE 44-yard line. Move the sticks 1st and 10 on the big play there.
Did not want to go down. And the Bears were getting pressure on him just as he let go.
And Maggard, 5'10", 200 pounds. He sustained the momentum he had going forward. He'll check out for a new receiver in the slot for Georgetown of Ladarian Montgomery. Montgomery will come to the near sideline this time. An H-back of Cade Mullins starts on the right side. Hart's 1st and 10 from the first time inside of UPIKE territory for the Tigers. Here with 2.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter and delay of game on Georgetown.
Yep.
They're on the season a very disciplined team. Had only been enforced penalties on them 20 times for 35 yards this season. So they don't have many mistakes.
I think the Bears have been getting a good rush, and I think that may be part of this.
So make it 1st and 15. Behind the sticks are the Tigers. Same set with an H-back. Hart sparks forward on first down, gives it off to Cobb. Cobb in the hole, met there by Travion Pope and a collection of other orange jerseys. They'll take him back into UPIKE territory to the 47-yard line. Make it 2nd and 13.
So I'll take 2 yards at the pop right now.
Just don't give up the big play.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the most important thing. 2-by-2 set this time for Hartz. 3 hats across the line. Hartz turns, gives it off to Cobb. Cobb stutter steps into the hole, and there's nothing there as big Josh Irwin, the graduate student out of Johnson Central, makes the initial hit. Jay Arnold also in there, and again, it's something we've talked about in a couple of games. They have the speed line, they have the big line.
Right.
That time they had the big guys up front. Now Arnold comes off, and back in comes Matthew Horn. So 3rd down and 12. They need the 34-yard line to move the sticks. Borton hustling off. Empty set this time for Hartz. Sets his feet, stands in the pocket, looks to the far sideline. That one's picked off. Obi Wilson runs underneath it on the far sideline. Wilson's first interception of the season. The second pick of the ball game for this defense. And with 52 seconds to go in the first quarter, UPIKE takes over, and they still lead at 6-2.
I tell you, the Bears, they play well at home. That's what we can say that much so far, because this is kind of what we saw the first two games, and then went on the road and just kind of struggled a little bit.
Obi Wilson, a kid, transferred out of KCU. I saw him when I was there with the Knights in Grayson. A dynamic kid. He was a freshman at the time, and he could make some electric plays. That time right there, they were playing help defense over top. Saw the pass play on the up-and-out route. He jumped the route and was right there perfectly. So now from the 39 for the Bears, 1st and 10 for Salmons. He wants to throw it on first down. Sets his feet. Coming for the home run ball. He's coming toward Braylon Barton. Barton's got a step in coverage at the 10, but he can't haul it in. May have had a little bit of the wind that shifted that ball toward where it was going to. Salmons is throwing into a very stiff headwind, but it falls incomplete and brings up 2nd down and 10.
I think, though, that's a good call, stretching the field out. Make them respect that throw.
And that young man, like I said, he can throw it 60 yards with no hesitations whatsoever. He shows off the arm strength on that one. So 2nd and 10, clock resting with 45 seconds to go. Salmons on 2nd down, wants to throw. Sets his feet, pumps, now flushed from the pocket. He'll dump it out to Sanders, but he overthrows him and trying to hit him over on the far side flat. And it's 3rd down and 10.
Had a couple of open receivers, just has not been able to connect on these last two. Hopefully he'll get a good look this time. He's had good protection, though. They gave him a lot of time that last play.
Salmons 3 for 12 in the ballgame thus far, 46 yards. Handoff Sanders, right up the gut he goes, slips a tackle midfield. He's got first down yardage and more. As coming up and delivering the final hit was Hunter Kane, the junior from Newport, but moved the sticks. 8th first down of the ballgame for the Bears, and they've got it down to the 46-yard line. Sanders again, pushing his line forward. He's across the 45 down to the 42-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Let's see if we can get one more play off. Adrian Medeco checking in for Sanders, and I think that's going to take us to quarter number 2. 6-2, UPIKE leading it. They'll switch ends of the field. Their backs to the wind now as they go toward the indoor facility. We'll see how that plays out when we return after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. (6-2) as we go to quarter number 2 here in Homecoming 2022. James Collier, Charlie Pinson, happy to have you along with us here on a beautiful afternoon here in Pikeville. Looking around the mountains, Charlie, the fall foliage, the breeze and the coolness of the air, it's football season.
Oh, yeah, this is what you like to see.
So the Bears will have it 2nd and 8 from the 42-yard line of the Tigers. Driving now right to left as we view it. Salmons in a 2-by-2 set. Takes and gives to his tailback, Medeco. Medeco right up the gut. He gets hit low at the 40-yard line. And I'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. About 4, I guess. Yeah. Making the stop is DJ White, the outside linebacker out of Madisonville, Kentucky. Pressure off the edge. Salmons keeps it himself, trying to stretch it out, looking for the sticks. He'll put a foot in the turf and cut downfield, and his final spin move will move the sticks and then 9th first down of the ball game for the Bears.
Great read. They had the blitz coming off this edge. He saw that and just took off because he knew he was in trouble, so he just immediately made a nice play, picked up the first down.
3 receivers left. That's the wide side of the field. Derek Griffith right. Sanders back in the ball game. He'll start in the left pocket of Salmons on 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Pressure coming off the edge. Sanders with a B button hit as he'll spin right up the gut and get the 35. A gain of 1, 2nd down 9. Numbers in the game thus far as it has been kind of UPIKE in control of this. 82 rushing yards to Georgetown's 8. Both teams about even on the passing attack, 46 for UPIKE, 47 for Georgetown. An offset pistol look this time. A man goes in motion here. Sanders looking for a hole on the right side, and he's got it as Peyton Stanifer jumps on his back after crossing the 30-yard line. But that sets up 3rd down and short.
I like the move on the offensive side of taking what they're giving us today. Normally we throw the ball a lot more, but we're getting rushing yardage. Keep it on the ground some.
So 3rd down and 2 from the 28-yard line. 3 down linemen now for the Bears showing blitz as Stanford runs up into the hole. Salmons turns, looks to the sideline. Play clock at 15. Pikeville 4 of 7 on 3rd down conversions thus far in the ball game. Leading 6-2 as we'll cross the 13-minute mark. He'll get the man set. Are they going to get it away? And they did not.
Nope.
Did they get the timeout, though? And I think they did.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, so Coach Corey Phipps will burn the timeout. And, again, I think that was something they were trying to make certain that they had the proper play here. This is a play, again, we know, you and I both know with the way this offense works. This is 4-down territory. You got
absolutely.
2 shots at this.
Yeah. But, I mean, you want to get that right play. You want to keep the confidence of your quarterback up. Like I say, his first collegiate start. And you could see that he's a little nervous. He's underthrown a few balls. Just a matter of getting him settled in. If he can get through this first half and get into halftime, I think you'll see a different quarterback. As much as we saw in the opening game of the season, we saw a different quarterback
Absolutely.
in the second half with Lee Kirkland.
20th all-time meeting between these two teams. It's been dominated by Georgetown. 17-2 is the mark. They defeated UPIKE last year 52-14. The lone 2 wins for UPIKE in this series came in 2016, and the last time they defeated Georgetown was back in 1937-31. But you put your first collegiate start against the 13th ranked team in the nation. Again, those jitters, it takes a little bit for him to settle on, but you can see some of the progressions he's starting to make. He's getting comfortable.
He's finally, and it takes a while to settle in. I think once you get in halftime and the coaches tell you, talk to you a little bit, I think you'll be all right. Hopefully it's as big a turnaround as Lee Kirkland did.
Without a doubt. So 3rd down and 2 out of the timeout. 3-by-1 set for Salmons. Salmons takes a look, looking for the blitz. Nothing was shown yet. They've got 2 high safeties currently with Hunter Kane and Jacob Brass. Salmons gives this time as Sanders keeps, and he gets swallowed up as the man that was there first was DJ White out of that linebacking unit. So loss back to the 31-yard line brings up 4th down.
They read that one perfectly.
That time if Salmons keeps and pulls it out, he's probably untouched for 10, 15 yards. So 4th down. Salmons will again clap the hands, turn to the sideline, and get the call from Will Sanilli. 2 hats down now, 3 hats down, 4 across the line. Salmons wants to throw on 4th down. Pressure coming off the edge. Salmons steps up, and getting home was DJ White for the sack. His 4th sack of the season. And a turnover on downs gives the ball back to Georgetown, trailing 6-2 here with 12:05 to go in the half.
Yeah, the Bear defense has played well here in this first half. Let's see if they can continue that play, maybe get some more pressure on the quarterback. I think we'll see a lot more of Drew Hartz here for the rest of this half, as it looked like Georgetown's kind of settled down a little bit once he came on the field.
So they'll take over on their own 39-yard line. And Hartz will return with Darius Neal in the backfield. An attached tight end to the left side this time. Hartz puts a man in motion, deep motion that is. He'll swing it out to him. It's a trick
Halfback.
play.
Yep.
They're going to go for the deep pass. They've got a man there. If he can connect with it, and he does. J.C. Sherrod runs underneath it for a 61-yard pitch and catch. And Georgetown gets on the touchdown side of things with the big home run ball. It's 8-6 with 12:01 to go here before halftime.
Yeah, the defender got sucked into that running motion and just left him wide open. I believe I could have scored on that
I
one.
don't think so. Chris Klein will come out for the extra point attempt. Snap is back. It's down. Kick is up and is good. 9-6 with 12:01 to go in the half. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. One play, 61 yards, 4 seconds, the official time says. It takes Georgetown to take their first lead of the ball game on the 61-yard trick play from Dylan Warren to J.C. Sheog. And, Charlie, it was you and I were talking there in the break. You could see what was coming.
Yep.
As soon as he started that deep motion and they swung it to him on the backward pass there, he set his feet as he ran into that one, and all he had to do was find J.C. Sheog, who had ran past everybody on the back end of the play. So Chris Klein will kick it off into the wind this time. He's got B.B. Barton back deep to return. It's a short kick to the far side. Barton will come in underneath it at the 10, far sideline, gets a nice block, trying to get to the near sideline at the hash, and gets hit from behind after crossing the 15 shy of the 20.
That was a nice tackle out there by Georgetown. As, he one block. If he gets that one more block, he's gone. A really good way to have it, had it set up well. Just got blown up there in the middle.
So we'll see how much the momentum swing plays into effect. We saw the big stop over here. They come out, they get the touchdown. Now can UPIKE seize that momentum back that they carried through the first quarter? Cameron Brown will start on the boundary left this time. 2 receivers right with an H-back. Salmon's on 1st and 10 from his own 19. Claps the hands, turns, gives it off to Sanders. Sanders searching for a hole, works off right tackle, and gets the 20, the 21-yard line. Chad Holler in the middle linebacker out of Frankfurt making the stop.
Looks like he'll get a couple. 2nd down and 8.
Again, you like to see it if you get into a third down, 3 and 4, somewhere that's very manageable. But when you get into those 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7s, that's when it kind of changes around what you have to do.
Well, it changes the way the defense acts, too. Defense can come more reckless abandon, as they say.
Yeah. 2-by-2 set this time. Sanders stays right side of Sammons. High snap, give it off to Sanders. Sanders runs into his own man as he would look like he'd been shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
Chad Holleran will be the man who gets credit for the tackle because he was the man that spun there, and that was Sanders that bounces off his backside. So make it 3rd and 5 as we get inside of 11 minutes to go before halftime. Sanders today has been stellar at best. 17 carries already. Had 46 through 4 games. They'll motion him out. Sammons keeps it himself, finds a nice hole off the left side, cuts right back up the middle, and then I think he put the ball on the ground. Ball looked like it kicked out at the end. Officials are trying to sort it out. Now we're waiting for the officials to make the signal if it was a fumble recovery or if he was down by contact on the ground. And
I guess that gave us our answer.
There's your answer. So the 9th fumble of the season by the Bears, the 6th that they've lost, and that hands the football over to Georgetown in great field position as they'll take over at the Bears' 29-yard line. And that's devastating right there because that was certainly a play that looked like may have been able to stretch the sticks enough to move the sticks. If not, it's going to be very, very close. So the ball gets poked out right there at the very end. So now Drew Hartz leading 9-6 with 10:28 to go here in the half. Brings his crew out, trying to see if they can add to this 3-point lead.
Look for him to take a shot here.
A 2x2 set. He'll bring Neal in motion, sets his feet, surveying across the middle of the field, and it's a low throw that falls incomplete, looking for Dylan Warren in the far side seam. 2nd down 10. You look at the coach for this Georgetown Tigers team, Chris Oliver, in his first season, made his name and his likelihood from all the seasons he spent there at Lindsey Wilson.
Yeah, won a national championship at Lindsey.
Yes, he did. Went 12-1 last season and then moved up to Scott County and with the Georgetown Tigers. 2nd down 10. Neal moves into the right sidecar now. Hartz takes, looks out to the far side flat. He's got his man there who makes the catch. That's Warren. Cameron Miller making the stop. It'll be 3rd down.
3rd and short, and this is probably 4-down territory for Georgetown here, I would imagine.
They've got a good kicker in Klein. He's 5 of 7 this season on field goal attempts. So they do elect to go for the field goal that they are in range as long as this season of 33 yards. So 3rd and 2, inside of 10 minutes to play in the half. And this time, Hartz keeps it himself, and the Red Seas part as he goes right up the middle. Cameron Miller will wrestle him down inside the 5, but it'll be 1st and goal from the 4. A little quarterback draw right there, and it paid off perfectly. And now the Tigers want to go quickly. Hartz turns, looks to the sideline for the call. He's got Neal lined up to his left, and now they're going to bring Hartz off as he's limping, so back in is Gehring Slonaker. And now UPIKE is going to rotate in a player.
They should have had a chance to rotate
and they did. So Jay Arnold coming in. Handoff Neal. He stood up, and then the pile pushes him across the goal line, and he's in for 6 on the 4-yard touchdown. Touchdown Georgetown as they make it 15-6 with 9:05 to go here before halftime.
Yeah, this second quarter, Bears played well in the first quarter, kind of made a couple mistakes here to start the second, and now they're down. 9, possibly 10 here.
So Klein for the extra point attempt. A perfect 21 of 21 on the season is the left-footed kicker. Snap is back, ball is down, kick is up, 22 of 22. And it's 16-6 with 9:05 to play in the half. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Ford plays 29 yards a minute, 23, and points off turnovers there for the Tigers. 16 unanswered, and they lead at 16-6 with 9:05 to play here in quarter number 2. James Collier and Charlie Pinson, happy to have you along with us here on a sun-drenched Hambly Athletic Field. As a beautiful afternoon here in Pikeville.
Yeah, the Bears, they have a negative turnover margin, which is not good.
Klein will put this one high in the air this time. Running underneath it is Barton. Penalty marker flies. Barton is swallowed up inside the 5. But we'll wait to see what the infraction is as the marker is at the 30-yard line.
More than likely a blocking infraction on the Bears. We'll see.
Which, if it does, it's going to take it half the distance to the goal and put it at about the 3-yard line.
Oh, illegal participation, I think he saw.
Return.
No.
Personal foul.
All right.
Illegal block below the waist on the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So it just keeps piling up here in this second quarter. So put the ball at the 2-yard line. And now this is where if you're Georgetown, you smell blood in the water.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this is where they start dialing up some of those blitzes from that linebacking core.
You know, you may just run Sanders 3 times, punt, and get out of here if you can. Let's see. Of course, you know, you may bust one open, too. If they come like that.
I was going to say, this is a side where Coach Corey Phipps, he says this is the best opportunity you have to score because you've got 98 yards of green space in front of you. We saw that once earlier this season. So Salmons and Sanders from their own end zone, trailing by 10. Salmons pulls it down, fires it out to his man. He had Derek Griffith on a crossing route, and Griffith drops it. Beautiful play action. Salmons froze everybody. It was a little bit of a low throw, but Griffith could not haul it in.
Catchable ball.
But that was a catchable ball, second down 10. Had him on the little crossing route there, and that was going to get them out to probably about the 20-yard line. Instead, it's second down and 10 from the 2. Salmons wants to throw, stands high in the pocket, comes out to Griffith this time in a shallow crossing route out to the 5. So a gain of 3 makes it third down and 7. They need looks like in between the 13, 14-yard line to move the sticks inside of 9 minutes to play before halftime. Salmons with his toes on the goal line on 3rd and 7. Handoff Sanders. Sanders jumps to the right, dives across the 5 out to looks like about the 8-yard line. It's going to be well short of the marker. So a 3 and out will bring out Joseph Sandorf for his first punt in the ball game. And he's going to have to punt from his own end zone. And Dylan Warren will stand right at midfield. Wind currently still, after we've seen it very breezy throughout the afternoon. And Sandorf.
Looks like we're going, well.
They're going to delay of game, I believe, unless Coach Phipps
he was on the field. Looked like he was calling for the timeout.
And he got the timeout. We'll go ahead and stay right here.
That's what I thought. I saw him standing out there at 20. Obviously, he was calling the timeout. So, you know, this is a big play right here. You've got to get this ball out of here.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything to where you pick up a bad snap or anything. And the other side of it, too, is that if you mishandle this ball, you do anything with it, you kick it out of the end zone. You get rid of it. You do not allow it to roll around and be covered up for a touchdown. 8 minutes and 2 seconds to go before halftime. Quick check for some scores in action around college football. Number 4, Michigan and Indiana knotted at 10 midway through the third quarter up in Bloomington. Number 8, Tennessee laying it on. Number 25, LSU down in the Bayou, 30-7. Volunteers in front in the third. Number 17, TCU led at 10-3 at the half on number 19, Kansas. It's now a 7-point lead favoring the Horned Frogs. Late third quarter, and number 23, Mississippi State all over Arkansas, 27-10 down in Fayetteville. So Warren stands at the Pikeville logo at midfield. Sandorf will try to get this one away. Sandorf gets it up in the air, but it is not going to get the carry that he wanted. Warren will run underneath it at the Bears 45-yard line and call for the fair catch.
Got pretty kick, but not very long.
So here's the sequences for UPike's drives. Punt, touchdown, and then since the score, punt, turnover on downs, fumble, touchdown. And in those 4 drives, they've had 58 total yards of offense. They had 52 on the touchdown scoring drive. So 1st and 10. Sloanacre sets his feet, slings it to the far sideline. He's got his man there as he hooks up with Cade Mullins, who was all alone on that far sideline. He's inside the 25, down near the 20, 1st and 10. Brandon Johnson making the stop. Put him down to the 23-yard line, knocking on the red zone door. 16 unanswered, looking for more on the Tigers. Sloanacre wants to throw. Pressure coming up the middle, being chased by Morton. Reaching out and wrapping him up was Travion Pope. He'll sling the ball downfield.
So is there no in the grasp anymore?
I guess not. So the ball goes incomplete, brings up 2nd down 10. Now, me being a New England Patriots fan, I know that there's no in the grasp if it's the last play in the bar, it'll back into the Super Bowl. If so, Eli Manning was down on that play. Four hats across the line for the Bears. Deep motion. Handoff Cobb, a jump cut to the outside edge. And making the stop there was Cameron Miller. Anthony Grant also in there out of the linebacking unit. Jay Arnold's lid pops off. He'll jump out with Matthew Horn.
Why do we have a timeout there by the officials? Why did they stop the clock?
I have no idea, unless it's because of where the helmet came off to give him until he pops him back in. So make it 3rd down and 5 from the 23-yard line on the far side hash mark. Pistol look this time with Cobb directly behind Sloanacre. He'll go into the left sidecar this time. Blitz coming. Ball is fumbled, but Sloanacre bobbles it back into his hands. 2nd time we've seen that in the ball game. Very fortunate to keep possession of that ball. The last man there off of the pile was Seth Lindsay, but he loses all the way back to the 20-yard line and makes it 4th down and 7 now. And will they elect to go for it or send it out for what would be roughly about a 38-yard field goal attempt into the wind? And the offense is staying on the field. Sloanacre on 4th and 7. Play clock at 1 as he gets it away. Surveying, floats it across the middle. He's got his man Aaron Maggard who crosses, but he's well short. And the defense holds on a bend but don't break attitude, and a turnover on downs.
I tell you, that was a great defensive stand because they had the way short field that time.
So the turnover on downs will give UPIKE the football on their own 18. Now, almost the same situation that they should have been had the ball been completed to Griffith, but we'll see what they can do with it here with 6:05 to go before halftime and trailing by 10. Salmon's in a double-barrel shotgun look. BB goes out of the backfield in motion. He handed off to Sanders. He'll dive right and get out to the 20-yard line, a gain of 2, 2nd down, 8.
I don't know. I think that might have been a broken play there. I don't think because he was looking like he was confused.
Well, you're starting to see Georgetown really sell out on the run. Now is the time to see if the Bears can go up top and find some – they need to get the passing game going back open in that middle of the field.
Yeah.
Salmons wants to throw. Stands in the pocket, brings it across the middle, looking for Derek Griffith, and Griffith reaches up and can't haul it in as he got spun around. In coverage downfield was Zion Bethel, the senior out of Louisville, Kentucky. Pass was a little bit underthrown. Yeah. We do have a penalty marker on the field as well.
Well, hopefully that looks in either
Either a hold or a roughing the passer.
roughing the passer, but it looks like in the spot of roughing the passer.
Let's see what our official says.
Flag play for legal block below the waist as the runner was in the tackle box. Third down.
Okay, so they were questioning whether it was an illegal block below the waist on Sanders as he chopped Chad Holleran, who came off the edge. So second down, make it third down at 8 now. Clock resting with 5:28 to go before halftime. And here's an interesting conversation to have too, Charlie. Georgetown gets the football to start the second half. This is definitely not a position you want to do, hand it back to them with points and then points on the other side of the half. Trailing by 10 right now are the Bears. Here's Sammons. Stands in a pocket, zips it across the middle. That ball was tipped. He was looking for Braylon Barton. So it brings up 4th down and 8.
Need a really good punt here.
This is something that you would like to see Sandorf get into one and really flip the field. Sammons has struggled through the passing game today, 4 of 16. Only 25% completion rate. So back to return is Dylan Warren. Sandorf gets this one up. It's a wobbly kick. Warren comes up, makes the fair catch at about the 43-yard line, and that's where they will mark him down on the Tigers' 43. 5:17 to go before halftime, 16-6.
Need a big defensive stand here. Don't let them get down in the scoring position. No. I look for them maybe to take a shot early on this one, try to catch them on their heels a little bit.
So Hartz will stay on the sideline. So Sloanaker, who got the start, back out there. He wants to throw it on first down. Pressure coming, a little screen pass coming to the near side, looking for Darius Neal. It's too low and incomplete. Second down. You look at quarterbacks, they can sling it 40, 50 yards, and the little 2- and 3-yard dump passes are the ones they struggle with the most.
Well, the best throw of the night's been from the wide receiver.
Yes. Warren came into the ball game, 9 catches for 85 yards. He just threw one for 61. 3-by-1 set for Sloanaker on that second down. The take, play action, fires it out to the far sideline. He was looking for Warren. In coverage was Timothy Butler. Third down and 10.
Yeah.
And we get a line change, almost what you see between. They're going into a nickel set this time, and they'll bring the big guys up front of Jay Arnold and Seth Lindsey to work with Ben Tate across that front 3. 2-by-2 set this time. 2 high safeties playing soft coverage on the outside edges. Play clock's at 10 as we approach the 5-minute mark on this snap on a rested clock here in the second quarter. 16-6. Sloanaker stands in the pocket, pressure off the edge, fires it out to the far side edge. He's got his man there as he hits Jeremy Adams, the junior out of Edgewood, Kentucky. Move the sticks, and a first down for Georgetown, their 8th of the ball game. Just a devastating play right there.
Yeah, now you're running the nickel package. I know you need to keep everything in front of him, but I think you take a shot at that because that ball was, I think if you make a break on it, it's got a possibility of being knocked down or intercepted.
Adams is an H-back on the near side this time. Play action, Sloanaker, clean pocket, looking for the home run ball on the far sideline, and that ball is swatted away as it was intended for Warren. Joe Temp was there in coverage, as was Timothy Butler. Second down and 10. Did I miss something?
I must have. I don't know either.
Everybody's looking that direction. Clock resting, 4:36 before halftime. 3-by-1 set this time with an attached tight end. This time handoff goes to Neal. He'll dive off right tackle, and just shy of the 40 to the 41-yard line, third down. 2 of 7 are the Tigers on third down conversions in this ball game. 42% on the season. They've got third down and 6 from the Bears' 41-yard line. Sloanacre calls for it, looks to the far side, has his man there on a high throw as he makes the hookup with Frank Alunga. And that'll move the sticks for another Tigers first down, their 9th of the ballgame. Both teams now with 9 first downs in the contest and a fresh set of downs inside of 4 minutes to go before halftime. Down to the 28-yard line.
You don't want them to get in this because they're close to field goal range here.
13 yards on that pitch and catch there. Man in motion. Little reverse pitch there as they'll get it out to Jeremy Adams. He gets upended just shy of the 21-yard line. Gain of 7, second down 6. Or excuse me, second down 4. And Georgetown showing off one of the things it does so well, so patiently, draining clocks coming into the game. Average 32 minutes and 10 seconds of possession. Pressure coming off the edge. Sloanacre steps up in the pocket, keeps it himself, and he gets buried. Matthew Horn and also Chuck Moore. Moore, the freshman out of Madison, Alabama, the pride of the Mustangs and Madison Academy. His first sack of the season. Horn's first credited sack of the season, all the way back to the 30-yard line, third down and long.
Big play right there.
And that was, for Sloanacre, that was very lucky to not cough that football up.
He was holding it high, held it too long, which I'm not complaining, obviously, you know.
Now the one thing you have to think here defensively, you drove them out of field goal range. Now you got to look at this as 4-down territory.
Yes.
Sloanacre sets his feet, looks right, brings it out to Neal, and he throws it underneath, well short of Darius Neal. 4th down and 12. Clock will stop with 2:13 to go in the half. UPIKE with only one timeout, but they're going to bring Chris Klein out and try to pin the Bears deep, and that's got to be a win for your defense right here. No, they're going to spot him for a field goal.
35, 47 yard
into the wind. He's 5 of 7 on the season. 47 yards into the wind from the far side hash mark for the left-footed kicker out of Lynchburg, Virginia. Ball is back, kick is up, and that thing doesn't have a chance. It was closer than it looked, but
had the right down the middle, but not enough distance.
No chance for a kick 6 without a doubt. So it was short and left, so it'll be 1st and 10. Bears with 2:07 to go, and yeah, you have to think, well, maybe just a little bit of a gust from the gods there, if you will, to keep that ball down. So they'll put it at the 30-yard line. So then I've got 2:07 and one timeout remaining to see if they can find some points before going to the locker room. And more importantly, you want to make certain you do not hand the football back to Georgetown with a chance for points, and a 2-for-1 as they do get the football to start the second half. Sammons settles his feet, takes it out to the far sideline, looking for Sanders in that flat, and he throws it behind him, incomplete. Sammons has not been able to hook up on the swing game.
Yeah, he's really struggled on anything behind the line. I don't know if he's completed one behind yet.
He has struggled on the passing game. He's missed his last 4 passes. He wants to come this side to Diego Soto, and that one's well underthrown. So now 5 consecutive incompletions, 4 out of 18 on the afternoon. And it's 3rd down and 10, and only 6 seconds have gone off the clock. And more importantly, Georgetown has not had to burn any of their 3 remaining timeouts. And you don't want to say that it's a given here, but you almost expect a run on this play. They'll give it off to Sanders. Right up the gut he goes, falling forward across the 30 to about the 33, so a gain of 3.
And the helmet comes off, which is an automatic stoppage of play, and And so that'll stop the clock for them without burning the timeout.
No, they do have to burn the timeout because it would, as soon as they got the new player in, they would have started the clock. So they do burn the timeout. So 1:56 to go before halftime. And it'll be 4th down and 7. So Sandorf will have to try to hang another one. And it's going to be about 1:50 and 2 timeouts remaining for the Tigers, who lead this one 16-6 here on homecoming 2022 for the UPIKE Bears. UPIKE started the season off 2-0, went on the road, fell to Bethel, and then last week up at Bluefield, fell behind 29-0 in just a blink of an eye.
Corey and Whitehead having a discussion down here.
I'm sure they're not making dinner plans after the game.
Probably not.
Coach Phipps, he's not an easy guy to miss, but those bright orange fluorescent shoes, you can certainly find him anywhere on the field you want to. It was funny when they did the blackout, the kids told him, they said, "You need to put something white on so we can see." He said, "I'm 6'6". How can you miss me?" So back to return again is Dylan Warren. And Sandorf has kicked it right at him. Let's see if they try to angle it away from him. He has been able to run under both of his kicks that's gone his direction. It's a high snap. Sandorf pulls it down. That ball's blocked. And Georgetown scoops it up, and it will be returned for the touchdown. Rob Sheffield, the senior out of Louisville, Kentucky, gets in for the scoop and score on the blocked punt and makes it 22-6 with 1:46 to go before halftime.
Exactly what you didn't want to see happen. I mean, special teams have struggled today.
And it was a high snap that allowed them to get there. And by the time that Sandorf got it down and tried to get it away, it was blocked away, and Sheffield scooped it up and took it to the house. So Chris Klein for the extra point attempt. Kick is up and it's through. 23 unanswered for the Tigers. They lead at 23-6 with 1:46 to go before halftime. Back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. .46 to go before halftime, 23-6. Tigers leading the Bears here on a bright sunny afternoon in Pikeville. Georgetown was outscored 6-2 in the first quarter. They've put up 21 here in the second. And now we're going to have to see how well the Bears can execute a 2-minute offense. They would love to try to at least find an opportunity for any points whatsoever. This time, Barton just backpedals and calls for the fair catch, and that's probably a smart play because the last time he tried to field it from there, he got swallowed up inside the 5.
Yep. So that'll be a good chance they'll move the ball out to, I think, the 30, don't they? So
25.
25, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's one of the rules I believe it was 2 years ago when they brought that rule in, that it was trying to limit those high-impact explosion contacts that you see on special teams. And I think it was a good play that it gives you the opportunity to make that fair catch signal.
Right.
So 75 yards of green grass, or turf, I should say, in front of the Bears. Salmons and Sanders in the backfield, and a 2-by-2 set near side hash mark with 1:46 to play before halftime. Salmons wants to throw, sets his feet. He's got Sanders on a crossing route. Sanders with a little jump cut, gets to the 30, and it's chased out of bounds on the near sideline as Chad Holleran The middle linebacker chases him into the Bears sideline. Give him the 31-yard line. Gain of 7. Makes it second down 3. More importantly, gets out of bounds. Only one timeout remaining for the Bears. Salmon's on second down, sets his feet, eyes down the field, steps up in the pocket, and he's wrestled down from behind. As getting him around the legs was a man that I do not have on the roster. 51, and 51 is not on the roster. So a timeout now requested by Georgetown.
Yeah, they're trying to get another possession here, and the Bears definitely can't do that. I mean, that's be second down and 8 when they come back, or third down and 8.
Third down and 8 from the 27. And after, again, scoring after the first drive, they went down 8 plays, 52 yards. It has gone south in a hurry. Punt, turnover on downs, fumble, punt, punt, punt. And the last punt, a blocked kick and a scoop and score. For Georgetown, it started off with a punt with 3 plays for a negative 1 yard. 2 interceptions. Then it went touchdown, touchdown, turnover on downs, field goal attempt missed, and then the touchdown on the scoop and score from the block punt. And it's 23-6 with 93 seconds to play here before halftime. Third down and 8. Salmons sets his feet, goes down the seam, and he throws it right into the hands of Chad Holleran, the middle linebacker, who read that one like an open book. Holleran rumbling and stumbling as he gets down to the 30. As Holleran hauls in his second interception of the season. He was trying to hit his man on the deep slant route, and instead Holleran baited him into the throw as Salmons tosses his second interception of the season.
Tough situation right there for the Bears. Giving up short field again to Georgetown with 1:23 left and going to give them the football to start the second half. I mean, this is could be disastrous here.
Now you're already in the area of a possible field goal attempt. You've got one timeout remaining from the 31 of the Bears. The Tigers will start things off. Play action. Slonecker brings it out to the near sideline, has his man there of Shegog, and he takes it down inside the 20 to the 19. That'll move the sticks. And a Tigers first down, their 10th of the ball game. So we'll cross 1 minute to play in the half on this snap. Darius Neal in the pistol, now to the right sidecar. They want to throw again. They bring it out this time looking for Sheog, and it's incomplete off his hands. Obi Wilson in coverage. Clock will rest with 55 seconds to go in the half. Bring up second down 10.
That's an eternity on this part of the field. Bears really need of course, definitely what we're looking at about a
36-yard field goal.
37-yard field goal, yeah.
I think right here, if you could get out of this with only 3 points, you'd
Yeah.
tip your hat and head to the locker room. Here's a ball going toward the back corner of the end zone as they were looking for Aaron Maggard. He's tangled up with Joe Temp, both fighting for position.
Yep.
No laundry on the field. Pass incomplete, third down 10. I think whenever the receiver makes the initial contact with the hands, that's when the arms pretty much become fair game. And that was the play that you had. Maggard was trying to search for Temp to see where he was. And when they got tangled up, the officials let him play through.
Sure, a good call according to me, but I'm sure Georgetown side looking at it totally differently.
Yeah, they're looking for the laundry without a doubt. But now, the other side of that, if Temp makes the initial contact, immediately that flag comes out. So now third down and 10, and Chris Oliver will burn a timeout, their final timeout of the half with 49 seconds to play. We're going to stay right here. Coming up at the break, we'll check all the stats from this one, scores from any games around NAI that we can find some information on. We'll check scores around college football top 25 action and get you ready for the second half here with the Bears going to the locker room at least down by 17. And very sluggish and stagnant since opening up a 6-2 lead. And again, Charlie, you said it, I think, best in one of the breaks, really the tale of two quarters. They played lights out the first quarter, and then everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong here in the second quarter.
Seems like once something went wrong, it's kind of snowballed on them here in this quarter. So I don't know if they can right the ship at the break or not.
And the more important thing is that by no means are you out of the ball game at the point of where it is. Only down 17, and this offense can come alive without a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the one thing that was working early is that they were really respecting the passing game coming in, not expecting Salmons to be on the quarterback side of things, and that opened up the rushing attack. Now they're selling out on the run, allowing the throw, and Salmons have not been able to make those hookups. He's got to flip the script in the second half.
Yeah, you're right.
So 3rd down and 10, 49 seconds to play in the half. And Garrick Sloanaker will move a man from the left to the right. Blitz coming off the edge. Sloanaker sets his feet. Ball's tipped on the near side, as it looked like it was Travion Pope that got a finger on it. Make it 4th down and 10. And Chris Klein already scurrying down to the sideline, and here he comes. So from the 19, this will be roughly around a
34, 35, up, 30.
Make it a 36-yard attempt. If he has the same distance he had on his last kick, this one should be pretty much a chip shot. From the near side hash mark, a little breeze from left to right, showing on the goalpost markers. Ball is down, kick is up, and
barely.
Did he get it in? He did.
Barely.
So the field goal is good. Make it 26-6 Tigers with 43 seconds to go in the first half.
You know, you've got to hold on to the football for 43 seconds at least.
The good thing is that Georgetown has no way of stopping the clock. They are out of timeouts. And if you're UPIKE, do you take the opportunity of a mistake that could turn into more points, or do you put this one on a knee and take it to the locker room and try to fix things there?
I'll probably go in the locker room if it's me.
I think right here I'm gonna put a knee on the ground and try to get some things adjusted in the halftime period.
Of course, it all depends on the return.
And that's one thing that Klein has done a good job is he has not allowed Barton to get a run underneath. Everything has been hung very high, and the last time we saw Barton, he called for the fair catch because he knew each time that he's trying to run into it, he's just not been able to get under it and get going forward. Klein balances on that neon green tee on the 35 on the far side hash. And the southpaw kicker trying to give it another good swing and pin UPIKE deep. High arcing kick. This time two players are there to field it. Sanders and Barton both calling for the fair catch. So it will be UPIKE football from the 25 with 43 seconds to go and one timeout.
Be interesting. Like I say, you take a snap, take a knee, and go in the locker room where you're at, or you can also take a shot if you want to try. Well, they're not lining up in the take a snap formation.
So let's see what they elect to go with here. Salmon's on 1st and 10 from his own 25-yard line. The snap, the give to Sanders. Sanders goes off right edge. Gets out across the 25, close to the 30. As Chad Holler in the middle linebacker making the stop. They're going to line it up and try it one more time. A gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down 6. Another handoff, Sanders. A nice little jump cut as he goes off the right edge again. That time, Peyton Stanifer and Jacob Brass making the stop. 12 seconds to go. This should be the final play of the half. They'll bring it out to Soto. Soto a bubble screen, slips one tackle, still fighting for more gets the 35 as the horn will sound as Hunter Kane makes the stop, and it's halftime here at Hambly. 26-6, Georgetown in front of UPIKE. Back here in Pikeville on a bright sunny day here at the Hambly Athletic Complex. James Carter, Charlie Pinson. Our crew this afternoon, David Chapman, our executive producer, and Zach Meek and Elijah Purvis taking care of the camera work, doing a fabulous job as always, bringing you exciting Bears football. Bears on the road next week as they travel to the University of the Cumberlands. Then back here in 2 weeks for Campbellsville. That's Hall of Fame game. I believe that game is going to play. They've got to post it at 3. I heard 7.
No.
They talked about moving it to 7. Is it still 3?
It's still 3 right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll have the call on that one, and then back on November 5th with Lindsey Wilson for Senior Day. And they'll sandwich in games with Thomas Moore between the Campbellsville-Lindsey Wilson game and then close the season out on the road to Faulkner down in Montgomery, Alabama.
Tough schedule in this Mid-South Conference. Of course, the Bears will be leaving the Mid-South after this season.
Over to the AAC, making the announcement earlier this week that they'll make a full conference move, so every sport across the board will be moving into the American Appalachian Conference. So, again, one of the things that's going to help is with travel.
It is. And I think that's one of the main reasons, because you're still going to be playing some Mid-South Conference teams. You know, you got a kind of an agreement with the two. Your non-conference games are Mid-South teams.
Yes. So second half is underway. A little pooch kick that is fielded at the 35-yard line as Christian Bach, a tight end on special teams, scoops it up and will set it up with decent field position here for the visiting Tigers, leading by 20 here to start the second half. They're going to put him at the 40-yard line.
They're going to put him right at the 40. You know, it's one thing I've noticed. Most officials on a kick of any kind, it's right on the yard line.
Oh, yeah, it's never in between a yard line. So right between the hash marks as Garrick Sloanaker, the freshman out of Fortville, Indiana, calls for it on first down. He gives it off to his tailback of Darius Neal, who follows his lead blocker out to the 45-yard line. Brandon Johnson in there on the stop. Also Morton. They line up quickly. They want to go on second down and 5. Now Sloanaker will step up and make a change as he looks to the sideline. Sun-drenched field here in Pikeville on this beautiful fall-like afternoon. Play clock down to 5. The take to give to Neal. Neal puts a foot in the turf and cuts right up the near side seam and has it to midfield and moves the sticks for another another Georgetown first down.
Yeah, the Bears got to get a stop here to start this second half. I mean, you can't let them score again here because you're already deep in a hole.
11th first down of the ball game. This Georgetown team came in averaging 22 a contest. Deep motion there by Warren. Another handoff, Neal. A little stutter step into the hole off right tackle as he'll push the pile down inside the 45 to the 44. A gain of 6, second down and 4. This is a team coming in averaging just over 121 yards on the ground, 337 a game. Kind of really flexing their muscle through the passing attack with 215, but the last few drives we've watched them, it's kind of been a balanced attack. They've taken anything they've wanted when they've needed it.
That's true.
3 receivers, right, 1 left. That's the boundary side for Sloanaker, who wants to throw it. Pressure coming up the middle, and they get home. Jerome Morton pushed him back into Myson Livingston. The Camden County Wildcat makes the wrap up for the sack and drives him all the way back into Georgetown territory, back to their own 47-yard line, and puts him well behind the sticks for third down and long. It'll be 3rd and 13.
Nice defensive play to get some pressure on. Now you put them where they don't want to be, behind the sticks.
They'll go in a 2-by-2 set. Sloanaker with Neal in his left pocket. The snap, sets his feet, Fires a dart to the far side, and it's incomplete. Was looking for Warren. In coverage was Timothy Butler, the senior out of Plantation, Florida. And a nice stand here to open up the second half. And a chance for the offense to maybe build off of this momentum and get things rolling here down by 20.
Looks like Drew Rader on to punt it away.
So Sanders and Barton back to return. So a low kick that takes a bounce. That contacted, I believe, Obi Wilson. Georgetown's going to recover this and should have the ball inside the 20.
I think you need to discuss this. I'm not sure it didn't touch the Georgetown player first.
Yeah, and that's the conversation.
Yes.
That they have to have. Georgetown believes they have possession. Again, if it touches a Georgetown player first, it's dead at that point. Did it carry him off of?
I thought it did, but maybe I'm wrong.
You'd love to see some replay on that.
Yep.
But again, if it touches
a bear, ball,
it's a live ball. But if it touched Georgetown first, it is that. But either way, this ball is, for the moment, is being told it is going to Georgetown. So they're going to have the football at the 20-yard line. Wow.
I could have swore. I'm still positive it touched the Georgetown heel.
An ugly punt at best, and it comes away with basically flipping the field to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Sloanaker with 3 receivers left. Now he wants to bring his tight end of Cade Mullins over and attach on the left side. Neal in his left pocket. The snap, the give to Neal. Neal surveys, goes right up the gut, and is stonewalled before he gets down to the 15. A gain of 3 down to the 17-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. That is just some of those things you don't see often in the game, and it's everything that has possibly could have gone against the Bears here in this contest we've seen here in this contest. Neal out of the backfield. They'll swing it out to him, and again, both quarterbacks have struggled with the swing game. That time they were trying to sling it out to Neal. He had an open area out there. It was Frank Baker, the man that was in coverage the closest to him. Pass incomplete, 3rd and 7.
Need to stop right here, put them in a situation where they have to make a decision.
If at this point it would be up roughly about a 36-yard field goal, and we saw Klein bang that one through back in the first half. Sloanaker gives it off to Cobb. Cobb pinballs off of a tackler as Seneca Fuller comes in and makes the initial hit. Also there was Frank Baker. It's 4th down.
Looks like 4th and 3, looks like.
And I don't see Klein standing up next to the coach this time.
Well, right now is a big stop if you can get this one.
And the offense will stay on the field for the moment. Let's see if they try to get UPIKE to jump. And if they don't, burn the timeout. Play clock's at 9, now it's 7. Sloanaker standing as he is not going to take it, but he will. Pressure coming up the middle. Morton's got him, and he wraps him up for the sack. Jonathan Morton was there, bumped into him, and then turned around and introduced himself as he introduced Mr. Sloanaker to the turf here at Hambly. Big stand there by the defense.
Bears great defensive stand there to get that football back and not have any harm done to you.
Jonathan Morton was just gift-horsted a sack. As he turned around and bumps into him, he was like, oh, wait a minute, that's the guy I'm looking for. So the football placed at the 20, and a big stand there by the defense. And I'll see if the offense can play off of that momentum. So it stays at a 26-6 disadvantage against the Bears. 1st and 10 as Sammons wants to throw on 1st down. Fires it out to Soto in the slot near sideline, grabs it at the 25, turns upfield, and is chased out of bounds in front of his bench. He was chased out by Jacob Brass. Put him out to the 27-yard line, a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. Sammons gives this one off to Sanders. Sanders right up the gut, spins, and falls out to the 29, a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Thought that was a nice play call to get him an easy throw to start this second half, try to build that confidence up here in him again.
I think the one thing that we may see here is away from the screen game and more of the quick underneath throws, stuff that he's accustomed to being able to make the throw. Salmons wants a throw, and that ball's tipped as DJ White got the hand on it, the 6'4", 250-pound outside linebacker, knocks it down. It stays 4th and 1, and they're going to bring on the two tight ends of Keyshawn Crossley and Cade Cradleball, and the offense is staying on the field. 6 of 16 on 4th down conversions this season. They're 1 of 2 here today. Salmons claps, turns to the sideline, looks for the play call with 9. We've seen him do a couple of pooch kicks. We may see that again here. And they're going to take a delay of game penalty, and then they will send it out for the kick. So there is the flag, and Sandorf will come out and kick it away on the missed opportunity there on the batted ball down by DJ White.
I know we don't get under center much, but if I'm coaching and you're not covering him up, I'm going to run up and take a quick snap and just try to pick up that first down for a yard.
Try to push it forward, yes.
But it's a bad place to gamble, though.
Yeah, it's hard when you're down 20 and inside your own 25. It's a tough call to make. And again, you'd like to see if you get somebody to jump, but this Georgetown team very disciplined, not flagged much throughout the season. Sandorf drives this one to the far sideline. Running underneath it there is Warren, and he is covered up immediately before he gets to the 40-yard line. Great coverage downfield by the Bears, as coming off the pile there was Lion Rivers.
See if the Bears can get another defensive stand here.
So shy of the 40, put it at the 39-yard line. And make it first and 10 with 10:03 to go here in the third. Still a 26-6 ball game favoring the visiting Tigers, ranked 13th in the nation in this 20th all-time meeting between the two. Handoff, Neal. Neal right up the gut, shoving the pile as he stands it up and pushes it forward across the 45. He's out to the 47-yard line. That's a gain of 8 to make it second down and 2.
Too many yards after contact on that one.
That's when you've got a man that's just shoving the pile forward, as Neal coming into the ball game, 50 carries for 278 yards, averaging 55 a game, 38 yards right now after that last gain. Blitz coming off the edge, handoff Neal, following his big lineman off the edge, tries to jump cut and gets upended depending on the spot.
I think he's going to be short.
He may be short. It'll be 3rd and inches, and it will be. And Neal's slow to come up. He was following the lead block of Nathan Jacobs, the right guard, and now Neal looks like he's cramping, so an injury timeout. 26-6, 9-11 to go into third. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Third and inches as Slonifer jumps up under center and just dives forward. He'll across midfield, and that'll move the sticks for a Tigers first down. Their 12th of the ball game.
Ended up picking almost 2.5 yards up out of the play.
So into Bears territory, leading by 20. Inside of 9 to play here in the third. Cobb in the right pocket now replacing Neal after he was out for the injury. Cobb takes it, Takes it off the left edge, still on his feet as he's rumbling and stumbling down inside the 40 with a late surge there. Was not brought to the ground, and he gets it all the way down to the 35. That's a gain of 15 and another Tigers first down.
I think they're trying to rip the ball out more than make the tackle right now.
3 new linemen coming in as Irvin Horn and Livingston. 2 receivers left and a tight end. Blitz coming off the edge. Picked up for the moment. Sloanacre coming to the near sideline, and that's picked off. Running underneath it is Seneca Fuller. He's got it at the 15, looking for blockers out in front. Comes across midfield and is shoved down in front of his bench inside of Tigers territory.
Had a wicked stiff arm on that, didn't he?
Seneca Fuller, the graduate student out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, picks up his first interception of the season. And the defense stands tall once again, and it stays at 26-6 with 8:01 to go in the third.
So defense has done their part here in this third quarter. Time for the offense to step up.
And they'll start with the football inside of Georgetown territory at the 44 of the Tigers. 2-by-2 set. Barton and Brown near side. Brown and Griffith far side. Salmons to throw on first down. Sets his feet, surveys. Looking across the middle of the field. He's trying to go deep. He's got a man on the far side, and that one's swatted away.
There it comes.
As he was looking for Rashad Brown, he was tangled up with LaJuan Axel, the senior from Youngstown, and you got the extension there and the pass interference penalty against the Tigers.
I think that was coming all the way because he had a hold of him a long time.
So Salmons goes for the home run ball and picks up the big penalty. And they'll take the football down to what should be the 29-yard line. With math works, I love it. Now we just need a football. Not often you see the official walk off the marker without the ball. They had to wait for the ball as it got out of play. Now we've got 2 balls on the field. Now we've got it off to the sideline, and here we go. Salmons on 1st and 10 from the Tigers' 29-yard line. Cameron Brown on the boundary left. Rashard Brown, Barton, and Griffith wide side right. Sanders in the left pocket of Salmons. Salmons wants to throw. Sets his feet, going for the home run ball. He's got his man there. Barton, who goes up and hauls it in for the score. Touchdown, UPIKE.
That's what we've been wanting to see. You talked about watching him play in high school. And I think he may be settling down a little bit here in this second half.
29-yard pitch and catch from Eli Salmons, his second touchdown pass of the season. Barton hauls in his first touchdown of the year. Life after the defensive stop for the offense. It's 26-12 with 7:45 to go in the third. And now Austin Shuffler out for his first extra point attempt after the first one was blocked. And this one is good. 27-13, 7:45 to go into third. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Two plays, 44 yards, 31-yard hookup from Eli Salmons to Braylon Barton. 7:45 to go here in the third, and it's 26-13. Sandorf puts this one in the air. It's a pooch kick going to the far sideline, and kicks it out of bounds.
Yeah, not what he intended.
No.
Too much on that one.
So Again, we talked about, do they go away from the screen game and maybe try to start working the ball more up and down the field where Salmons is a little more comfortable the way that he played through high school? That time we saw him take 2 big hits. He got the defensive pass interference penalty on the pass before the touchdown, and then on that last one there, he looked off the safety, got it into Braylon Barton. Barton, his first touchdown of the season, a 31-yarder, and all of a sudden, that defensive momentum we saw has played into some offensive series.
It's what we were hoping for. You just see him settle down a whole lot out there on the field.
Doesn't seem like it. When you get that first one to fall, you don't have to be so perfect. Here's a handoff to Cobb. Cobb, little dance step as he meets a wall of orange jerseys. They're leading the charge. Matthew Horn and Jonathan Morton. Gain of 2.
Momentum's such a fickle thing. Seems like your defense comes out, plays a little bit harder now. Well,
and again, as a defensive player, as you get a stop and then your team's rewarded with points on the other side, it really amps you up. And you can see the defense has really been playing with a lot of emphasis here in this ball game. Here's deep motion by Warren. They swing it out to Warren. Warren makes the catch. He's got blockers out in front. Tries to angle to the near sideline, and he gets hammered out of bounds right at midfield. Temp and Anthony Grant. Should have been a hold right in front of the Bears bench. Instead, it moves the sticks and a Tigers first down.
I mean, he slung him down at the end with, you can't. Wide receiver, you can't have your hands in.
So out at midfield, just shy of the 50. Sloanaker turns, fires it out to the far sideline. He's got his man there who makes the catch. He's across the down to gain marker, but a penalty marker will probably add something to this, and that was Ladarian Montgomery. Let's wait and see. And it's a hold against the Bears. So we'll replay first down.
I think it's going to be against the Tigers, isn't it?
So now,
I'm going to say, you got to mark it off a little farther than that.
So this is the oddest mark I've ever seen from the way that he's walking it. The question is it from the spot of the foul?
Exactly.
And if it is, that's starting it right now at the 44 of the Tigers. And I think he walked it to where he should have put the football. Math is fun when it works.
Yeah. So now we're going to start from the line. Okay.
Okay, now
they'll mark it off.
Mark it off there from the 49-yard line of the Tigers, and we should walk it backward 10 yards. Maybe. Our referee and our umpire is still having a conversation. And, okay, now we're going to put the football on the field at the 46. 47.
Somebody need to explain this one,
Put this one at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Or actually make it 1st and 13 after the infraction. My goodness. I'm going to stand up on that one. Again, that blocks out the sun here of the press box. So a 2x2 set on 1st and 13. 6.5 to go here in the third. Sloanaker keeps it himself, tries to go right up the middle, and he gets sandwiched as Myson Livingston bear hugs him to the turf here at Hambly. 2nd down and long.
I don't think that's the play he called. I think he looked to pitch it. There was nobody there.
The pitch was not home. Darius Neal back out there after leaving earlier due to some cramping issues. So Jeremy Adams will start as an H-back on the near side. 2 receivers wide right, 1 left. Sloanaker from the gun gives it off to his tailback of Neal. He'll go off right guard and is stood up after crossing midfield. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Defense give them one more big play here, get the ball back.
And again, down 13.
Yeah.
You're 2 scores, but you're within striking distance. And again, how big that play goes after the interception and then the touchdown on the turnover, you get that momentum that they've got to make the stop right here. 2 receivers each way. Sloanaker sets his feet, flush from the pocket, looking right now. And this ball's intercepted. It may go to the house.
One
Obi
man,
Wilson's
he's going to
got
go.
one man.
Oh, keep going.
He keeps
Stumbling.
his feet underneath him and gets into the end zone for the pick six. Call it 40 at the 40-yard line. As I'm calling it, we're going to make it a 60-yard pick six.
So that was one of those rumbling, stumbling, and everything else, but he kept his balance.
He had to tightrope the sideline, stumble from the 20 to the 10, and then gets in for the score, and that quickly an extra point away from making this a 6-point deficit.
Huge play right there.
Obi Wilson, his second pick of the ball game. This one a pick six. Shuffler's extra point attempt is, I believe that was wide left. No, just gets through. 26 to 20. 5:10 to go in the third. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. .53-yard officially on the pick six by Obi Wilson. We got ourselves a ball game here at Hambly on homecoming 2022. 26-20. Back-to-back scores for the Bears. And the defense has really what has gotten this team back into this ball game. The same defense that last week at Bluefield, Coach Corey Phipps said he felt like they played really uninspired football.
Well, they're playing inspired here in this first quarter and the third quarter so far.
Yeah, the odd quarters have been good. Can they sustain this out of the locker room? But this is certainly what they wanted to see. And how big would it be to get a big stop here defensively and get this football right back? Sandorf, a wobbly kick that is fielded at the 16-yard line. Return man takes it out to the 30 as that was Montrell Page. So it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers from the 30-yard line with 5:03 to go here in the third.
A great start so far this second half. They've come out and played. The defense has played extremely well. Georgetown may have made a little faux pas there by not kicking that field goal early, but well, I guess they were going for that nail in the coffin play.
Absolutely. So pistol formation with an H-back left, and Isaiah Cobb into the right pocket now of Sloanaker from the gun. The take, the give to Cobb. Cobb surveying, finds a hole, jumps it to the outside, and crosses the 45 out to the 46, maybe the 47, depending on where the football lies on the field when they place it. They will put him out to the 47-yard line. Or excuse me, to the 37-yard line. So a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. H-back comes to the near side this time. Wide side right, Cobb in the right pocket. The handoff to Cobb. He'll dive off left tackle and gets the 40-yard line.
Be just short from the one on the far side, looks like.
And it will be 3rd and inches coming up for the visiting Tigers. And let's see if play
it's
results.
3rd and inches.
Yeah, it is about the nose of a football. 4 out of 14 on the attempt. And that time they didn't get it. The ball may have come out. Either way, it is 4th down. They tried to go into almost like a victory formation, if you will, and built a wall around Sloanaker. And Sloanaker just had to dive forward. I think he lost the football.
What do you do? Yeah, they're going to punt it away.
Yeah, it's going to be about a half of a yard loss. So the defense stands. They'll get the football back with about 3:30 to go in the third and a chance to take the lead. So see if they can get a good kick away on this one as Drew Rader, a freshman out of Wooster, Ohio.
He's one of those running kickers, too, which makes it hard to field.
Little rugby-style kick, get away from it. That ball is loose, and Sanders tried to field it, and Georgetown gets it again. That ball, you cannot try to field that football.
He wanted to make the fair catch, but that thing's a knuckleball coming at you.
Braylon Barton looked at him and said, "What are you doing? Get away from that football." And now he's hearing it from Coach Phipps as Coach Phipps comes all the way down to the sideline. The defense does its job, and another woe on special teams. Hands it back to Georgetown at the 34-yard line of the Bears. That's devastation right there.
Playing with fire now.
Yes. Now in a twin stack set on the boundary right. Sloanaker with Neal in his right pocket. The high snap to give to Neal. Neal angles right. He's met at the 30-yard line by Irvin and Pope. Take him down to the 29-yard line. Gain of 5. Second and 5, excuse me. So leading by 6. Any points here would be huge. Here's Neal. Finds a small seam off left edge. Seneca Fuller and Travion Pope wrestles him backward. It'll be third down at the 32-yard line. They need just inside the 30. Here's Neal sweeping to the outside.
Nice tackle.
A big tackle on the outside edge by Tariq Hollingsworth. Shy of the 25 at the 26, it's fourth down. And now Klein hustling up the sideline with his helmet. Will Chris Oliver elect to go for the field goal attempt here, or is the offense going to stay on the field? And for the moment, the offense looks to stay out there. From the shotgun. Sloanaker keeps it himself, and he gets hit.
It's close. I think he may have it.
His second effort pushes him across the 25, and that should move the sticks. The marker is, I think, close enough for a measurement. The white hat steps in, takes a look, and he will call for a measurement. The football is inside the 25. The mark to gain is at the 24. Dare I say index card. As the chain game will come out for the first time here, as the clock resting 1:50 to go, and this is arguably one of your biggest moments of this ball game. Maybe the chain is a little long.
It's close.
Today.
I think. Ooh.
First down. Ooh. And I'm talking about maybe a half a link. You talk about football and how it is a game of inches. That right there was proven. Man. And Anthony Grant is very, very amped up right now, frustrated with the ball being spotted and moved for the 1st and 10. Here's Cobb working off the left side. He'll pound his way down to the 20 on a gain of 4, 2nd and 6. 90 seconds to go here in the third.
Put a lot of pressure on this defense, but so far it's been able to hold. Let's see if they can give us one more.
Either way, a point, either on a field goal or a touchdown, makes this again a 2-possession ball game. And down by 20, and you don't want to put yourself having to continue to climb uphill through the 4th and final stanza. Sloanaker gives it off to Neal. Neal searches for a hole in the left off the guard, and he's down to the 15. So it's going to be 3rd and short. Call it 3rd and a long one, if you will. 44 seconds. So bring on Jeremy Adams. They'll huddle and set quickly. Play clock's at 10. They'll pitch it out to Neal. Neal sweeping left, finds a seam, jump cuts at the 10, and walks in untouched for the score. Touchdown, Georgetown. And that's a momentum killer.
Yep.
After having the football back and a chance to take the lead, instead the muff punt return by Sanders gives the Tigers a short field, and they cash in with the touchdown run. And it's 32-20 with 26 seconds to go here in the 3rd. Chris Klein for the extra point attempt to make this a 13-point lead. Ball is back, it's down, it's up, and is good. 33-20, 26 seconds to go in the 3rd. We're back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. (33-20), 26 seconds to play here in the 3rd. James Collier and Charlie Pinson, happy to have you along with us here. And that last drive, 7 plays, 34 yards. 4 minutes, 37 seconds off the clock. 15-yard scamper there by Darius Neal. And more importantly, points coming off the back end of a turnover. After the defense had got the stop, forced the punt, and Alex Sanders tries to run up underneath it on that low knuckling kick and muffs it. Georgetown recovers, has the short field, and they take care of all 34 yards to push this out to a 2-score game again. So Sanders that time calling for the fair catch. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 25. 26 seconds to go here in quarter number 3.
You know,
as I say, your offense here has really got to step to the forefront.
They've got to make some big plays.
So we got 3 receivers right, 1 left. That's the boundary. Salmon's on 1st and 10 from his own 25. Play action. Zips it out into the seam, and he's got his man there in the slot as Rashad Brown makes the catch and falls down, gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Bears will have maybe enough time to get one more play off if they elect to get set. Game clock's at 7, now 6 and 5. Salmon's in a 2-by-2. Puts a man in motion, sets his feet, and that ball was tipped at the line as he lets it fly. Again, DJ White, the outside linebacker, gets a piece of the ball. It'll be 3rd down and 5 from the 25 when we return for the 4th and final quarter on the UPIKE Sports Network. Final 15 minutes of the regulation period. Georgetown 33, UPIKE 20 here in this 20th all-time meeting between these two. UPIKE will flip ends of the field. They'll work it from left to right as we view it. And they'll have the football from their own 30-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Sammons wants to throw. Stands in the pocket. Now is flushed from the pocket. He'll bring it off to the near sideline. Has Sanders there. Sanders makes the grab. Penalty marker flies. And let's see what the infraction is for the moment.
More than likely holding. Yep.
So they get the hold on UPIKE. They'll have to replay 3rd down after moving the sticks for the moment. So from the 30, back it up 10.
Be 3rd and 20 probably. No.
Should be 3rd and 15. It was 3rd and 5 before, so the 10-yard penalty will make it. So they need the 35 to move the sticks, so 3rd and 15. Motion up front, no infraction. This one's thrown to the far sideline, had Diego Soto there, but it was knocked away by Kyron Simpson, and it's 4th down. They thought they had a man that jumped up front. Sammons thought he had a free throw. So Sandorf will have to come out and try to hang one. Dylan Warren will drop back to return. And the defense is going to have to build a stone wall. Cannot afford to give up any more points here. Trailing 13 with the 4th quarter underway. Sandorf, a low snap given to him. A ball that goes off the back of a player.
Get it off a Georgetown player. Come on. Nope. We can't get a break on those, can we?
It kicked off of a helmet of a Georgetown player, and UPIKE ran past the ball as it started backward, and Georgetown avoids disaster there with what UPIKE would have had great field position. Instead, they're going to get a penalty against UPIKE either way, and the football will stay with the Tigers with 14:33 to go here in the ball game.
Now what?
They called an illegal procedure.
Well, he pointed this way for the first down. Is he going to change his mind or what? What's he doing now?
They have no idea. So it'll be 1st and 10 Tigers from the 48, leading 33-20. Heavy set. Handoff this time to Quincy Perrin, and Perrin gets leveled. Dropping the boom on him was Frank Baker, the junior from Culver City, California. Welcome to the game, Mr. Perrin. Loss of 1 on the play, back to the 47-yard line, 2nd and 11. Mr. Baker welcoming the new player to Pikeville. Handoff again, Perrin. He's bottled up, and Jonathan Morton wraps him up at the 35, or the 45, excuse me, and drops him for a loss of 2 more. The pride of the Fighting Cyclones out of Elizabethton High School down in Tennessee. And the defense trying to make a stand here, down by 13 in the 4th on homecoming 2022. 2 receivers left, 1 right with an H-back. Sloanaker wants to throw on 3rd down, sets his feet, lofts it toward the far side. He's got his man there of Shegog, who makes the catch.
Flag.
A penalty marker flies, Now who was the, and they'll say I've already seen the motion. It is pass interference against UPIKE.
Okay.
So Shegog goes down on the far sideline with a cramp. Pass, the penalty will be declined, and the result of the play will be a first down.
I mean, you got to sell out, try to get something here because you can't give up points.
A field goal here would still keep it at a 2-possession game, but anything after that pushes it to 3. So the result of the play takes it down to the 22-yard line. Shegog is on his feet. They're waiting for him to be moved away from the sideline. So right between the hashes, maybe shading a little bit more toward the far side hash mark. Georgetown driving it from right to left as we view it here at Hambly. Knocking on the red zone door. And the Tigers would love to find 6 on this one. So on 1st and 10. Handoff Perrin. Perrin surveying, looking for a hole. Tries to bounce it to the right side and gets swallowed up and thrown backward. As in there was Josh Irvin out of Paintsville and Johnson Central, the Golden Eagle. No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10.
That's what you need. They've got to make them throw the ball, and then you got to make them pay for it.
Inside of 12.5 to go in regulation. 4 hats across the line for the Bears. Man goes in motion out of the backfield. Slonecker pulls it down, keeps it himself, and Myson Livingston pounds him at the 20. Gain of 1 on the play brings up 3rd and 9. We've called Livingston's number many times in this ball game. He's been very active.
Need a big play right here. You don't need make them make a choice here. Go for it on 4th down, or make them try to kick it. I mean, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, 3 would be the win here. And, again, that would push it to a 16-point lead, but it's still a 2-possession game with 2 scores and 2 extra two-point conversions. Slonecker looks at the blitz coming. He finds the screen pass, and this is headed to the end zone. They hook it up with a tight end as it's out to T.J. Wettstein. As Wettstein hauls it in for the touchdown and makes it 39-20 with 11:30 to go in the ball game. Klein out for the extra point attempt. And what was down to 6 is in danger of going back to 20. Ball is down, kick is up, and splits the uprights. 40-20, 11:30 to go in the ball game. Back after this on the UPIKE Sports Network. Six plays, 53 yards. The final 20 going into the end zone for a pitch and catch from Garrett Slonecker to T.J. Wettstein. 3:03 on the possession, and what was down to 6 is now back to 20. It's 40-20 with 11:30 to play here in the ballgame. Klein out to boom this one away. Barton already running underneath it, calling a fair catch, and does so at the 7. So let's see what the offense can do. Again, in a 20-point hole, and Charlie, you said it during the break. Special teams today has absolutely killed what could be an upset against a top-ranked opponent in the NAI.
Defense has turned them over, 3 picks on the night or the afternoon?
2 by O.B. Wilson, 1 going for a pick 6, and then Travion Pope with a 3rd. From their own 25-yard line, Salmon's on 1st and 10, gives it off to Sanders. Right up the gut he goes, and he runs into the arms of Amir Lee, the sophomore from Frankfort, Kentucky, after a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5.
Twin set. Salmon's on 2nd and 10. Another give to Sanders. Sanders makes a man miss. He gets caught from behind by Peyton Standifer, but that'll move the sticks for another UPIKE 1st down.
1st down, UPIKE.
You have a little success in your passing game, that run opened right back up.
12th 1st down of the ball game for the Bears. Again, Sanders takes the handoff off left guard across the 40 out to the 43-yard line. Back-to-back runs, 5 yards in a gash, and makes it 2nd down and 5. Offense trying to get it out quickly to midfield. There's a screen pass out to Barton. Barton is kind of hit from behind as he was searching for a hole and could not get free. DJ White finishes him off as Barton got a big hit from behind after he gets driven out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So a gain of 2 on the play makes it 3rd and 3, make it a long 3 as it's in between the 48-49-yard line on the far sideline. Blitz coming off the edge. Salmons doesn't see it coming, and Standiford's going to get home. He was looking towards Sanders in the flat, and Peyton Standiford comes off the weak side untouched, and Salmons goes down back at the 36-yard line. So behind the sticks now on 4th down. Offense staying on the field down 20 here. 9.5 to go in the ball game. 4th and 13. Salmons to throw. Takes this one off to the far sideline, and DJ White, the man who has haunted him all day, steps in front of the pass for the interception and hands it back to Georgetown inside of UPIKE territory.
Just not been the offense's day. They've had a couple big plays, but on the day they've not been able to really convert a lot.
DJ White has been all over Eli Salmons today, knocking several passes to the ground. And that time he drops out in coverage on the far side flat, and when Salmons cut it loose, he never saw him. So now 1st and 10 from the 37 of the Bears. That's where the Tigers will start things off. Handoff to start things off as Cobb is stood up after crossing the 35. And on the stop, Ben Tate down to the 33. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Inside of 9 minutes to go. What was down to 6 is back to 20, and Georgetown threatening for more. Have not led by more than that mark. It was 26-6 at halftime. UPIKE cut it to 26-20. And then Georgetown with a couple of answers off of UPIKE miscues. Cobb following his lineman through the hole off the right edge. Down to the 31-yard line, so a gain of 2, 3rd and 5.
It's been the even-numbered quarters for the Bears.
That has the 1st and 3rd. They've looked like the 13th ranked team in the nation, and 2nd and 4th has really been their bugaboo. So make it 3rd and 4 from the 31. 8 minutes to go in the contest. Cobb will stay in the left pocket of Sloanaker from the gun in a trip set. UPIKE showing blitz. Now Sloanaker will try to make an adjustment, and Chris Oliver will burn a timeout. Now looking at the numbers in this one, Georgetown 43 carries for 111 yards on the ground, 34 for 104 for UPIKE. But it's 273 to 117 in the air raid attack, favoring the visiting Tigers. 18 of 33, 4 interceptions. And Pikeville has thrown 2 of their own. But the difference in the total yards of offense, 384 for Georgetown. That's about 50 more than their season average of 337. But only 221 for an offense coming in for UPIKE that was averaging 517 a game.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah, less than half. And that's where they find themselves right now on the back end of a 20-point deficit. After scoring 14 unanswered to start the second half, they've given up 14 right back. So now 3rd and 4. Sloanaker turns, gives it off to Cobb. Cobb right up the gut, met at the 30. He'll be short of the marker by about 3 yards. So it will be 4th down. Morton and Tate in there on the stop. Georgetown 1 of 3 on 4th down tries today. And the offense will stay on the field. And they've shown many different sets from this type of situation in which they've been able to come up with some big plays. And Chris Oliver's going to burn another timeout. Then we'll have a break in the action. Let's take a look at scores from around top 25 football today. As South Florida now trailing Cincinnati, number 24 Bearcats, 20-17. That game early 3rd quarter. Auburn and Georgia just getting underway. Number 7 Oklahoma State leads Texas Tech 14-7. Number 3 Ohio State leads Michigan State 7-0. Number 9 Ole Miss in a tie with Vanderbilt midway through the first, 3-3 down in Tennessee. Number 21 Washington leads Arizona State 7-0 out in Tucson. Games final today. Number 4 Michigan snaps the 10-10 tie at halftime and rolls off 21 unanswered in the second half. They defeat Indiana 31-20. Number 8 Tennessee over number 25 LSU 40-13. The 19th ranked Jayhawks of Kansas finally get on the rankings board, and then they get beat at home today by number 17 TCU 38-31. And number 23 Mississippi State hammers Arkansas 40-17. So out of the timeout, UPIKE shows a little bit of forward momentum up front. They get set. Nobody moves. Play clock is at 10 now. Sloanaker gets everybody set. He'll take the snap. Fires it across the middle, and that one's picked off. That was Seneca Fuller that runs underneath it. He slipped as he tried to go forward, pounding on the ground, knowing that he had a chance at a great return opportunity. But either way, another defensive series stands tall for this UPIKE defense today. Now can the offense find some magic in a bottle, down 20 with 7 minutes to play in regulation?
You just got to shake it off and keep trying, you know.
We'll see what Salmons and his team can do. 4 hats across the line for the Tigers. 1 high safety. Salmons pumps, looking for the deep ball on the up and out route, going toward Diego Soto, and he overthrows it by about 5 yards. In coverage with Soto was Jason Hayes. Pass falls incomplete, 2nd and 10.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
6:53 to go here in the 4th. Dasani Tate out on the far sideline now. Soto in the slot. Griffith on the boundary right. Salmons claps for it. 4-man rush. Stands in the pocket. Going toward the far sideline. He's got Diego Soto down the side, but it's over his head into the Georgetown bench. Again, Jason Hayes in coverage. Pass incomplete, 3rd and 10.
He's just struggling to get a catchable ball out there tonight.
Salmons on the afternoon, 11 of 33, 117 yards, a touchdown, and 2 picks. Three-man rush. Salmon steps up, fires a dart across the middle, and that tipped ball off the hands of Krosky. That caroms all the way out near midfield, was nearly picked off. Jacob Brass tried to run underneath it, but it falls incomplete. It brings up 4th down and 10. Again, there's no question here that the offense is going to go for it here.
You don't have much choice at this point.
You got zero choice at this point. Twin set for Salmons. Four hats across the line now for the Tigers in a nickel set. And timeout requested by UPIKE. Back in 60 seconds on the UPIKE Sports Network. .6:43 left to go in the ballgame. Bears facing 4th and 10. So 1 of 3 on 4th down tries today are the Bears. Eli Salmons trying to find a way to keep this drive alive. Trailing 20 points. Here with 6:43 to go in the ball game. Salmons takes it on 4th down, stands in the pocket, hit as he throws, a wobbly pass that's nearly picked off.
If he hadn't fell down, he'd have been picked.
Yeah, running underneath it on the far side was Hunter Kane, but he slipped at midfield. Salmons was hit as his arm came forward. That was the reason the ball was well underthrown and wobbly at best. And the turnover on downs gives it back to Georgetown, leading 40-20 with 6:36 to go in the ball game.
Might have been better for the Bears if he'd have picked it and failed at midfield.
Yeah, that's one of those turnovers that would have almost been, like having a punt at some form. So Slunaker will come back out, and he'll start with Quincy Perrin in a pistol look. An H-back right, 2 receivers wide right, 1 left. The give to Perrin. Perrin starts left, comes back right. Anthony Grant finishes him off. Making the initial hit was Travion Pope. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. Clock continues to roll as we approach 6 minutes left to go in the ball game. Again, this is a game you could break up into 1st and 3rd quarter, 2nd and 4th. Special teams miscues really haunting the team here in the second half. Here's Perrin going off the left guard. Anthony Grant making the stop after a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Bears have settled down, done better on the run here in the second half. Of course, Georgetown right now eating clock.
Something that they are known for.
Yes.
Really taking their sweet time and milking out the possession. It was favoring UPIKE at halftime. Since then, it's been shifted out 32-21, favoring the Tigers. Solnaker on play action, rolling out to the far side. He's got his man there who makes the catch and is immediately hit. I'm trying to see if that's 86 or 88. Right now it's double zeros. And it is 88. His jersey was rolled up, as that was Wettstein who made the touchdown catch the last time. So it'll be 4th and 3, just inside the 20 at the 19. Sloanaker's got a free play as they got motion off the edge by UPIKE. The pass is deflected, but the penalty marker will move the sticks for another Georgetown first down.
Yep.
So their 19th first down of the ball game. We'll move it down to the 14-yard line and set it up first down and 10. Pairing in the right pocket of Sloanaker from the gun. A new H-back into the ball game of Nate Harmon on the left side. 2 receivers wide left, 1 right. Sloanaker wants to throw, looking left, floating it toward the back of the end zone. He's got his man there of DJ Van Horn, but a penalty marker on the near sideline. And
see what it is. Did he push off to get that distance or not?
And illegal formation on Georgetown. So negate the penalty and back it up 5. It'll make it 1st and 15 from the 19. So Sloanaker on the afternoon, 15 of 30, 171 yards, a touchdown, 4 interceptions. He came into the ball game throwing for 386 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 picks. And the miscues by the Bears today has allowed Georgetown to escape out of here with a victory. As Perrin takes this one, turns his back, and then pushes the pile across the 15 back to the line of scrimmage prior to the infraction to the 14-yard line. That makes it 2nd down and 10.
Initial hit by number 8, Ben Tate. Others for the Bears. 2nd down. And 10.
So now pistol look. Let's see if they shift him into the sidecar as they typically do. And they will move him up to the right. Sloanaker wants to throw, stands in the pocket, fires it over to his man across the middle as he's got it out to DJ Van Horn. Shy of the 10, down to the 11.
Morton on the tackle.
That would be correct.
Tackle made by number 22.
So bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Tigers. 3.5 to go in regulation.
And 6.
And this is a drive that they have tried to milk every single ounce of the clock that they can take.
They've done a pretty good job of it, too.
Here's the tailback of Jameer Ackerson.
First down.
Taking it off the left edge on a stretch play inside the 5 down to the 3, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Number 31, Ackerson on the carry.
His first carry of the ball game.
22.
22, Morton for the Bears. First down, Georgetown.
So inside of 3 to play now, and score a chance here to push it to the largest lead of the ball game. Sloanaker goes up under center, hands it off to Ackerson, and he is stonewalled after taking the handoff. In there making the initial hit was Matthew Horn. Frank Baker helps clean it up. A loss on the play, 2nd and goal.
Second down. And goal.
Loss of 1 on the play back to the 4-yard line. They could run this one down inside of 2 minutes before they snap it if they wish. Sloanaker keeps it, tries to jump cut, and is hit as he gets into the hole. Tariq Hollingsworth there, also Anthony Grant. 3rd and goal. Gain of 2 down to the 2.
Third down. And goal.
Ball on the far side hash mark. 90 seconds to go in the contest. His 20th meeting. He's going to have the Tigers leaving with their 18th in the series. That time, Josh Irving swallows up the ball carrier of Perrin. 4th and goal. The offense staying on the field. 60 seconds to go. He has 1 timeout remaining if they elect to use it, but they're not going to.
Fourth down.
Come on, guys. Give it all you got.
Sloanaker takes it on 4th down. Pressure coming up the middle, and Morton gets home again. Also there was Josh Irvin, but Jonathan Morton made the initial hit and picks up the sack and a turnover on downs. But unfortunately, the defense didn't get the offensive production to play behind it today.
Right.
And they're going to come up short in this one. 40-20 is our score right now.
This will be the last series, I would imagine, unless he comes out and hits a home run right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, how big was it going back to when they had it at 6, and then the punt that was muffed,
Yep.
and they recovered, took it down, got points. That pushed it back to a 13-point lead, and then just kind of seized all of the air out of the sails for this UPIKE team. That was Adrian Medeco on the carry. Final play of the ball game coming here. It's another carry for Medeco as he lowers the boom and runs directly into a linebacker. And that is your ball game. Final score here this afternoon. Georgetown will knock off UPIKE by a final score of 40-20.